about to go downtown.
Downtown K.
Downtown. You about to go downtown.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to another week's episode of Downtown World with your girl Kay. Don't waste no time with negativity. Now, I know I always say this, but you know how I feel about my people from Toronto, okay? And Toronto influence and just really highlighting the real movers and shakers and creators out there. And I am completely honored to have Channa Karasi, Toronto fashion designer, entrepreneur, boss, here with us in the building today. How are you, Channa Karasi?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm blessed.
Good. Love to hear it.
So first of all, if you guys are listening in, I'm sorry you don't get to see the fit. You don't get to see the sauce and the swagginess. So make sure you go on that YouTube channel, subscribe so you can see her whole, I'm loving it. It's like a 90s, early 2000s vibe swagger. What inspired your style for today?
Absolutely 90s. I grew up in that era. I feel like that's the golden era, and it's influenced so many different parts of me, but especially the fashion. So yeah, that's definitely the inspiration all day, every day. That's what it is.
No, I love it. And you definitely have the sauce. If I'm ever on Instagram, I need an inspiration for an outfit or something, or an idea, something, I can either look through your story or things that you post and be like, all right, inspiration right here, straight up. So you are a fly girl.
Nice.
So I'm going to dive right in as I let you know a staple question that we ask here at Downtown World, don't waste no time with negativity, is, Can you tell me about a situation where it was definitely negative, no questions asked, but somehow, some way, you found a way not to waste any time with negativity? You might have even surprised yourself, but...
Okay. Well, shoot. Most recently, I was a part of a competition with another colleague of mine, and my machine broke down 3 times. It's never broken down. I've had this machine for 5 years, and it was only until this specific competition that I was in that the thing broke down 3 times. I had to call the technician back 3 times, 3 different occasions to fix the machine. And the thing was, there was all this negativity going on around me, and I could have been like, I'm giving up, this is it. I'm going to throw in the towel. But I really felt like God was on my side and was really trying to help push me through that situation, because he knew that there was going to be success on the other end of me pushing through that situation. So that was definitely a negative turned into a positive, because that situation ended up allowing me to complete a winning garment for Miss Flaws of Couture. So amen to that, turning a negative into a positive.
Now, those of you that are under the radar, or you just are under a rock or something, you should have heard about the brand Shein. Am I saying it correctly? Shein. My Jamaican ass. Shein. Okay. Yeah. And Channa Karasi, those of you who aren't familiar, she was a part of the winning team of the SheinX 100K Challenge. And so congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't I hate being the one to be bring it up, right? You know what I mean? But so proud of you and your journey. And as I said on the podcast, Eat Fruit Pod, is early on, I remember just being sent this, not even really looking into it, but honestly, I was just whatever, Black girls are in it. Let me vote. You know what I mean? Yeah. And to see, the seriousness, the dedication, the consistency, the tears, the whole experience that you guys must have gone. As you said, your machine broke 3 times. You could have been I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. And that done, go find someone else. And something within you was no, this has to get fixed. And I have to complete this the proper way. what is one of those things that you could say really helped motivate you in those low moments to just like block it out and stay focused? Like, yes, we know there was a big prize, but what were one of those things that really helped you lock in?
It's also my ability to show up for people. When I say I'm gonna do something, I'm very much that person that's gonna come through. You know, like you can always count on me. And I'm kind of like a servant, you know, and in this situation, it was me serving somebody else's dream, you know, and I was so honored to be a part of that because it was in turn allowing me to fulfill, you know, my dream in ways that I didn't imagine, you know, it could happen. But yeah, that's definitely
that's amazing. No, that is really amazing. And once again, so proud of you and everyone that was involved. You guys really represented and put in that work. And I'm sure there's a lot of things you cannot say, you know? So say less. Here at Downtown World, we eat fruit, mind our business, but congratulations on everything. And I'm praying that it truly does open just more and more of the doors that you do deserve. And part of the reason why I feel like you do deserve is because one of the statement pieces that I truly, truly love from you is the work that you do with like Raptors merchandise or jerseys, right? You're in the fashion world. Please correct me because I don't know, right? But I love that work that you do. What inspired, I know you said everything, but just let everyone know your story as to what inspired your work with the Raptors logo and creating these like unique, sexy, confident, amazing pieces that like so many people love to pose off in and enjoy and just feel confident in.
Yeah, so definitely it was my love for women's streetwear. I wanted to reach out to women that really embodied that spirit. And I reached out to Killa Kels, who was the resident Jurassic Park DJ at that time. So I was like, I want to make something fire for her. And I want it to be so unique that it just turns heads, which is what I always strive for my clothing to do. So when I made that piece for her, it kind of set off a light bulb in my head. And I was like, wow, I need to do more of this because in the market, you don't see a lot of unique pieces that women could wear. And especially like, you know, the younger generation of women to wear and represent not only the Raptors and their love for the Raptors, but the love for the city, to be very honest. So with that, I came up with 3 more pieces to complete a 4-piece mini collection. It was a pair of pants, a long sleeve bodysuit, and a short sleeve bodysuit, as well as a skirt.
Yeah. I like picture creating fashion pieces similar to like, because I love music, similar to like the creating process when they're in the studio creating a song.
Absolutely.
Like, what is that process kind of like for you? Do you have to feel the material? Like, what is Channa Karasi's process? What you can share?
Well, it's definitely all of that, feeling materials, but it starts with the idea. And once the idea is solidified in your mind, you have to put it down on paper, because if you don't put it down on paper, it's going to be hard to produce that thing. So you put it down on paper and you sketch. You know, there are some people that don't sketch, but my process specifically, I sketch. And then
I love your sketches. You're so like, I wish I could draw. Oh my God.
I've been inspiring the ladies.
Yes.
But yeah, it's the sketching. And then from there, it's choosing the right materials. And then from choosing the right materials, we go into a phase of drafting and then construction, and then it comes together.
Oh, that is amazing. What is one of the things that you could really say that you love about fashion and what's kept you like invested into this pretty much your entire life?
It's in my DNA, you know. From the time I was a little girl, it was actually either music I was interested or fashion. And I really had to make a decision at a very pinnacle age in my life before, you know, I went into college. But as a child, I would be sitting there sketching like Disney princess characters and going through my mom's Victoria's Secret catalog and drawing those garments onto those Disney princess like croquis that I would use. So like it's been in me since such a young age, even playing with Barbie dolls and making their own clothes. Like who does that? Who does that?
Yeah.
Just only a person that has fashion in their DNA and is just meant to do that. So it's definitely been within me since I was a child, and it's catapulted me forward and really influenced me to keep going, because it's like I couldn't see myself really doing anything else.
No, that's amazing. That is amazing. When it comes back to like the Shein competition and, you know, that process is somewhat to an end now, do you feel like pressure? Have you felt any pressure like to, you know, reach something or do something, or I don't know, have you felt a level of expectancy that maybe you weren't expecting people to like be at you since that announcement?
To be real, like I think things are just getting started and I'm ready for it. I'm ready. Like it's been a long time coming. You know, I didn't just start doing this yesterday. It's been over 10 years that I've been immersed in fashion. So it's time, you know, I'm at that point where I'm just like, it's time to get things started. Whatever opportunity is in alignment with my brand and what it is that I'm doing, I'm going to take it. Right. So with the Shein competition, it also provided another opportunity for me. Right now, I'm actually working on something with Shein, working on a collection that will drop next year. So, you know, sky's the limit. And whatever opportunity I feel that aligns with my brand and that could really give the brand what it needs to move forward, that's the direction that I'm going in.
No, I truly love that. This show is all about helping people and understanding the mindset of people and helping us to put ourselves in a winning mindset, you know?
Yeah.
And I love it when you were like, I've been waiting for this my whole life. Like that is what truly gets me excited when I hear other people speak that way. You know, so many times things can happen out of our control, but when it's in you, like you said, and you've been doing this for so long and not just doing it at a play level, but seriously putting that work in, like it is that feeling of, I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Absolutely. Right.
Yes, Channa. So being from Toronto, you know, I speak to a lot of artists. And a lot of the complaints are like, it's kind of like a crabs in a barrel mentality with people. Right. What is your experience being a part of the Toronto fashion scene?
There's so much I can say.
Yeah.
But I can say that with Toronto, there's not enough support, you know, and I feel like it's only until we cross over to the US market that Canada wants to pay attention to us and purchase up as the trophy. You know what I mean? And for me, it's so important for us to amplify our talent before it gets over there. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like there's enough of a market here. I don't know like what's happening, but over the last 3 to 4 years, there hasn't been a Toronto Fashion Week. There has not.
Very true.
Right? And I just think that that's just really weird to me. I'm not, you know, in the inner workings and the politics of what happens with that, but it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. This is Canada. We're one of the biggest cities in Canada, if not North America.
Yeah.
Why do we not have a fashion week or something that we can call our own that we've cultivated in the city to amplify Canadian talent? I know they have other companies that are doing things on their own, but
yeah.
we don't fall in line with, you know, the schedule of Fashion Week, you know, where everybody's kind of in that mindset of, okay, this is Fashion Week. There's a lot going on. Where do I fall in the schedule? We have New York doing their thing. We have Italy, Rome doing their thing. We have Paris doing their thing. We have London doing their thing. I fully believe that there's so much talent here, and we need to have our own space in that market, if not create our own, you know. But I just feel like this country doesn't do a good job at amplifying its creative talent, even when it comes to, you know, creative industries outside of fashion. We don't do enough to amplify the talent, because there's so much great stuff here. Like, we have one of the biggest artists in the world at the top of the charts right now. And that says a lot about what level of talent comes from this country, not only this country, but this city of Toronto. So I just hope that changes very soon. I know it's going to take a while, but I'm just really hoping that steps are being put in place to really generate a fashion industry here again, when it comes to providing jobs, when it comes to amplifying our talent, our young designers, all of those things. We really need it here.
Facts. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like with this Shein competition, I know for me, I straight up like seeing, you know, the whole reel at the end, and I watched the last episode in full. It brought me to tears, you know, but I've always been in support of females from Toronto. Everyone knows, you know, we don't play none of that politics game over here, you know. It's talent. So to see that, I feel like fashion designers and a lot of people seen that, whether it was through malice or through inspiration, and was like, yo, if they could get with Khloe Kardashian and have Luxury Law and all these like huge people, call them by name and know them and appreciate us and put Toronto on, we could do that. Do you feel like you guys sparked something?
Yeah, definitely. It was an inspiring moment for everyone.
It's huge,
you know?
huge.
And
I know you're being humble about it, but like as someone that wasn't involved at all and seeing it and being able to take in this whole process as a fan, I'm being transparent about the impact it has made on me. So I can only imagine, as I said, if people want to admit it or not, the impact or something it might have ignited in them.
Yeah, it was definitely major. To be honest, it really reinvigorated that belief of how talented I am, you know, and how talented
you are.
Toronto is, you know, when it comes to fashion. Like, how is it that little old, you know, Toronto girls and guy, a team put together, you know, took the competition by storm. You know, it was very inspiring. And I just hope that it's that same level of inspiration and, you know, really ignites that drive and that fire to go and do things. You know what I mean? I know that people are definitely inspired. I've gotten a couple of messages from people, and those are the things I love the most, because it just allows me to understand that this is bigger than me. You know, like, I'm just a piece in the whole bigger picture, but this whole experience was bigger than me. And that's what my takeaway was from the experience that we went through. And it was something that was totally like, we didn't know. We didn't know that was going to happen, but like, we were happy to be there and proud to represent our city and represent for Flaws of Couture. And it was just an amazing experience. And we're just so happy and so in awe that we accomplished that goal of winning the competition.
Beautiful. Beautiful. If there was something that you could tell a young person or share with them, given all your experience that you had thus far in the fashion industry, what is something that you would share with like a young person or your younger
Um,
self?
don't quit, you know, do your research, believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. That's
Yes.
first.
1,000.
And hone your craft. Keep doing what it is that you love to do every day, because that will definitely let you know if it's something that you like to do or not. If you're willing, if it's too hard and you want to quit, it's an indication that it's not for you. For me, there have been many growing pains going through, fashion design, and I could have said, peace out, this ain't for me. But because I love it so much, and because I love the end result of what it is, creating beautiful things, creating things that make people's heads turn, creating things that make people just feel really good about themselves, is what drives me. And I feel like that same element needs to drive you too, in whatever it is that you're doing. So just make sure that
Amen.
whatever it is that you're doing, you love it and you
Yeah.
continue to love it.
Beautiful. So another standard question that we do ask here at Downtown World, don't waste no time on negativity, is you have the 5 elements. You have water, fire, earth, air, and spirit.
Okay.
Which element, Channa Karasi, do you feel like resonates with you or represents you the most, and why?
Definitely earth. Like it's connected to my sun sign, which is me being a Virgo. So a lot of the things that deal with earth come from creativity and being able to make things, with your hands physically. So that definitely resonates with me a lot. And it really speaks to just how much I cherish, the process too. With earth, there's a process to which you do things, and it just really is synonymous with creativity and nature and beauty and all of those things. So definitely earth is one of those elements rather that connects with me the most.
Beautiful. So what can we expect or look forward to coming from Channa Karasi? What have you been working on? What can you talk about?
What can I talk about? That's a key word right there.
Right? I try to eat fruit and mind my business, but
Well, I will share, it's something that I mentioned earlier on, but at the current moment, I am working on a collection with Shein through their SheinX program. So I'm working on that at the moment. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's quite the process, but I feel like it's gearing me up for what's next. And I'm just really excited about it. It's definitely for my sneaker girls, and I just hope that they'll appreciate it as much as I do, and enjoy the work that I've put into the collection.
Fire. I love that. Looking forward to it. Let me start saving my shillings from now so I can set aside to support. And I know I'm gonna look fly in whatever you make. So
absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
I would love to know, a lot has been going on in the world since the panini, and a lot of industries, businesses, a lot of things have had to change. Heck, you did a whole competition through a whole panini. So how has your world or the fashion world for you changed in accordance to what's happening?
Oh, wow. Okay. So at the beginning of the paparazzi, listen, we can call it everything, but at the beginning of it, I had started a business with 3 other women. We had a space. of designers where we featured all of our clothing. And we were actually getting ready to start to have an event to basically usher in our new business.
Yeah.
And we tried and it didn't happen. So with everything changing, with masks becoming, a mandatory thing for people, it definitely pivoted my business into that direction of creating custom masks, and it really hit off for me. It took off. And one of the ways that I was making masks was with Raptor jerseys. Yeah. And those were one of the pieces that really were extremely popular. I couldn't keep them, here. I was just at the machine all day, every day. It was madness. Yeah. But it was really something that helped give me more visibility. And it kind of led me into the direction that I'm going in now, and connected me with a lot of people that I probably wouldn't have been connected to. And it was a saving grace for me, because to be honest, I know that a lot of businesses couldn't recover from what was happening. And I found a way to pivot and find my niche to be successful during that time. So that was really eye-opening to me. And it just really showed my grit and my ability to be able to, make a bad situation out of, make it good,
Yeah, 1,000.
So that was really phenomenal for me it was a really phenomenal time for me, even though it wasn't the best time.
No, I completely get what you're saying. I learned so much. There's so much growth and evolution that I've experienced at this time, where I knew if life was supposed to go how I had it planned, had this stuff had not have happened, maybe all of what was happening would not have happened this way. So I'm definitely with you on being it was a blessing in disguise. Definitely a lot of reconditioning of the mind that works out for the better so far. So
absolutely.
Yeah, it was great. Are there any trends or outfit styles for women? And we can go to the men after, I ain't forget about y'all. But for our ladies out there that you could recommend, if we want to freshen up our look, or with COVID going on, we have to wear a mask. And a lot of women, they rely heavily on the face card. And, sometimes now with the mask, or, I'm just assuming, but I hope, we have to be finding ways to spruce up our outfit to show that, we're still out here because our faces are covered up. So what are some trends or things that you Channa Karasi, that you're this is bomb, this is something women can feel great in?
I really like women matching their masks with what they wear, whether it's the textiles, whether it's the color. I think that it's a thing, it's a thing. And I feel like it's going to be here for a while, we don't know. We don't know how long we're going to have to be wearing these masks, but I feel like that's something that really sets people apart.
Yeah.
When you're out there in the world and you're trying to be fashionable. So the whole matching mask and maybe matching it with your bag or your jacket or your statement piece, it really does a lot to elevate your outfit and your look.
So, all right. So fellas, do you have any recommendations for our kings out there?
To be honest, men need to not be afraid of wearing color. Okay? Especially during the winter months. I'm all about statement pieces. I'm all about color. If you run down my Instagram, that's all you see, because that's who I am and what I embody. But I feel like men can also, they can change their look up with just even a piece of color, like a colored toque, a bright colored toque, or, with the accessories. So it's not too much, because I know it could be a little bit, I don't want to be out there like that. I don't want to be, because people are going to look.
Yeah, it's true.
When they see you in a color, or they see something on you that's popping, their heads are gonna turn. So you got to be ready for that. So it's just all about being seen and being you, you know. But every little, you know, bit of color can elevate an outfit. So that's my advice for the men out there wanting to elevate their fits for the upcoming season and just moving forward, period.
No, I love that, because I'm like, I feel like every time I scroll and I stop on, you know, the picture is always a pop of color, or for women, automatically it draws my attraction because somehow your eyes pick up right away that the mask is matching the outfit or something, like everything you said. So no, I'm definitely going to, I have to, now that I've finally accepted the fact that this is something I really do have to invest and set aside a budget on for masks, like, you know what I mean? So definitely incorporating it into my outfits.
Sure.
Being a Black girl and having like a Black melanated, beautiful body in the fashion industry, what are one of the things that, or what is it, like myths that you would like to put down to rest when it comes to like Black women in our bodies in the fashion industry and dressing us? The other day I seen a video, it went viral. Logan, I forgot her last name, but she was giving a bit of BTS on her experience during New York Fashion Week, and it was horrible. They made her makeup was trash. She ended up having to fix it. Her hair, crazy. She had to tell them like how to deal with it, and it's crazy that in 2021, you know, there's still those kind of issues. So, is there anything that you could say, you know, this is something that is not true or needs to be worked on or improved?
Well, I want to say representation is very, very vital in our industry or in the fashion world, period, because we're here. We've been in the industry. I don't understand why things like that are still happening, where Black women can't get their hair done and done properly, get their makeup done and done properly. And I feel like it has to do with people not being able to work in these industries and serve these Black women. You know, I don't think that there's a conscious need to do that. And I really feel like Black women need to push the doors down and create, like, be in those spaces, not only for themselves, but for the women that they're serving. And the people that are gatekeepers of these industries need to start hiring people if they don't know how to do these things, or they can't hire people that have the skill sets to deal with all races across the board. Then they need to hire women of color that do have those skill sets, because we're out here and we need to be represented and represented in the right way.
Facts. Period. Well, I definitely am interested to see, you know, especially with NFTs and all these things infiltrating on all these businesses. I'm excited to see how tech now integrates with art. Are you into any of like those types of things, or anything that you're like, this is something fly you're seeing in collaboration with like fashion and tech that has kind of drawn your attention?
Yeah, definitely. Hanifa, her showcase, her virtual fashion show was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it really like percolated my mind and my thoughts, and really had me thinking of like what could possibly be next for a business like mine in that regard. So I love that tech and fashion are merging, and that these new things are coming to be, because it's just, we need something new. I think fashion shows are becoming a thing of the past. People are always trying to figure out new ways to present their clothing to the masses. And I think with technology becoming something that's advancing at a fast rate, the fashion world has to catch up as well and infiltrate themselves in that realm. So I definitely see that being something that I'll be incorporating, you know, hopefully in the future. Like Instagram, even Instagram is one of those things that go hand in hand with your business and go hand in hand with fashion. And being able to put your stuff out there. I feel like Instagram is your business card, to be very honest. It's your
shaped
business
up
card.
to be that way. At first it was like friends and a great time, and now it's like, whoa. Yeah.
Now it's basically your business card. So I see how technology is moving, and I'm loving it. I'm loving how fashion and technology is merging together.
Oh, that's great. Because you look in the food industry and you're seeing restaurants and certain other like industries that robots are slowly like taking jobs, and that is a concern of some people. Do you see something like that happening in the fashion industry, or they're still going to need?
As far as manufacturing, I could definitely see things changing. I don't know how exactly things will change, but I do feel like that technology element will become something that takes over some jobs in the market, unfortunately. But I do believe that it's going to be bittersweet, because I feel like some of the people that are doing manual labor when it comes to manufacturing these garments aren't getting their due wage to manufacture garments, especially in
fast fashion.
In fast fashion. So really and truly, like I said, it's bittersweet, because we know that the fashion world does a lot of damage to the world, and we need to see that change. And I feel like with technology, when it comes to manufacturing, it's gonna be able to change some of those things and really curb the damage that the fashion industry has done to the environment.
Great. So who are some of your like fashion inspirations? Doesn't have to be like dead or alive, doesn't matter. But who are some of those like fashion icons or people that inspired your love for fashion?
Oh man. so many. And I take inspiration from so many different places, but for me, when it comes to luxury, I love prints, I love color. So when I think of inspiration, I'm thinking of like designers like Versace, Roberto Cavalli, Matthew Williamson. He doesn't design anymore, but he used to design clothing. He designs like houseware and that sort of thing right now, but like he's like one of the kings of patterns and colors. But who else? Alexander Wang, Marc Jacobs, one of my favorites. When it comes to style, I definitely have to say Misa Hilton.
1000.
Who else? On the tip of my tongue.
I know, I just kind of gave you that.
Yeah, you threw that one, but I should have been ready for it. I should have been ready for it.
You're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, people will kill me. Dapper Dan, like, he's another one. He's another one that definitely influences me. But as far as style, individuals with style, Tiana Taylor, Alila May, who else? Melanie Ashani, as far as being a designer of color, creating lady streetwear, definitely an inspiration. Yeah, there's so many. I know I'm forgetting people, but
you're on the spot, guys. Give her a break.
It's all good. Like, there's so many out there, and I'm just so happy that we're getting a space, we're creating our space, because it's not really people giving us that opportunity. I feel like a lot of us are creating that opportunity, and because of social media, we're able to be seen and celebrated. So I'm just really grateful for that. But yeah, there's too many to count, too many to say.
So, a lot of young people or people just in general, of course, one of the things they look into before, or they should when they're going into an industry, is do I make money? Is it worth it? If you could tell, if you could explain in whichever way you can to say, okay, this is a way that, people make money in the fashion industry, or it's lucrative if you have your business 1, 2, 3. What would you say to that?
Oh man. If anybody knows anything about being a creative artist, you gotta struggle. When you start, you struggle, and you struggle for a while. To be really honest, like, I feel like I'm still on my path to say we made it, like,
yes, as we all are. Yeah.
So for me, to be honest, to say that this is going to make money over that, I can't really say, but the advice that I have to give is to be shrewd in your business practices. Do your research. Do your research on what the market needs and whether that falls in line with what it is that your business is about. A lot of people will get into the industry or get into a creative industry and do it as a hobby, and they have their 9 to 5 on the side. So don't quit your 9 to 5, boys and girls, before you start making some money, okay? So that is another one of, like, pieces of advice that I can give. But yeah, I really can't say what will make you money and what won't make you money. It's all about following your purpose and, being able to throw in the towel or to pivot. That's the word, pivot. If you have to.
For real. No, this has truly been amazing. As I said, you're going to go down as a Toronto fashion icon, designer, icon, however the order they put the words. But Channa Karasi is just going to grow bigger and bigger. Like, hands down, there's no question about it. Like, amazing. Anyone that sees your work and the way you are moving, like, you can't deny talent. So just excited to witness and see you keep flourishing and winning. Do you ever, what do you say to yourself, or what do you do the times when you're feeling down and, like, questioning it all?
For me, it's 100% my faith, knowing my God-given purpose and just reconnecting and knowing who has put me in the positions that I'm in just reaffirms where I should be and what it is I should be doing. So for me, it's a lot of faith, it's a lot of faith. And on the other side of that is doing the work, and doing the affirmations and having those positive things to say to yourself and say about yourself and believe it. I think we all go through our growing pains of really coming into our confidence in who we are. And I feel like affirmations are one of those things that have really built me up, and just having that Godfidence is what I call it.
Love that. I love
in
that,
who I am and in my purpose. So that's definitely one of the things that push me forward in those times, those dark times.
No, that is amazing. And I want to say thank you so much just for all the fruit you gave us today, and just being so vulnerable and just letting us know that, don't give up on yourself. Continue going for what you want. And your time is, like, coming. So don't worry. Just keep consistent and keep building. Like, and people will be like, oh, that sounds so, like, redundant. Like, isn't there more steps? But the more and more you grow in it, you realize those are really the answers. Those are really, really the answers. Is there anything else that you would love to share with the people? I would love for you to also let everyone know where they can follow you, where they can support you, and as well, we're normalizing how you prefer to be approached.
That's interesting. That's new. What do you mean by that?
Well,
how I prefer to be approached?
For me personally, a lot of the times being in the media industry, I'll get some crazy DMs, or, like, the way people kind of talk, or, like, some people prefer DMs, some people don't. They prefer to receive an email. So I like to not just like assume like, oh, they got this is how I'm gonna whatever. I would like to know how that individual prefers to communicate with others, and letting others know that as well, because mental health, mindfulness, all these things going on, it's important to really listen to others and communicate with them in the ways that they prefer.
Boundaries. I love it. Yeah. So really for me, like DMing me is fine. I do a lot of business through DM, but you know, once we get into the nitty gritty of things, I usually go into email. But you can reach me via email, which is shanna.karasi@gmail.com. My Instagram handle is @Channa Karasi, and my website is www.shannakarasi.com.
I'm pointing to where it will be.
One of those, yes. You can reach me on any one of those platforms and I'll reach back out.
No, hop in her DMs, be respectful, and and be respectful. I want to thank you so much, Channa Karasi, for joining me today. You definitely did not waste any time with negativity. You ate fruit and mind your business. I did not, but I thank you for, you know, just the motivation and inspiration you gave today. And you guys make sure to hit her up and shower her with some love. We all need that boost and that community. Like, this is the end, but before I let you go, you know, when it comes to team and community, how important is that to you, Channa? And then we can end it there.
It's so important. It's so important. It's so important to have a great team around you, people that you have love for, that you communicate with well, that know you and know how to provide for you and you to them. So I think that that's of the utmost importance, is having a really good team around you, whether it be just one person or 5 people, but make sure that your team is solid, period.
You guys heard her here. Channa Karasi, Downtown World.
About to go downtown.
Downtown, hey!
Downtown. You about to go